welcome if you are new. Thank you very much for finding me. I hope you enjoy, and please subscribe and stick around. And if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back as always. And also apologies because I've been meaning to film for about the last 4 weekends, and for one reason or another it's just not happened. So we're here now. Let's see what we can get done today. It is a glorious day here. I think is this probably the hottest day so far of the year? I think we're expecting a lovely weekend. So I'm expecting paddling pools, barbecues, you know, all that classic summertime stuff today. But first, let's do a video. I've got an FFO to show you. I have got whips, I've got a few new starts and a little bit of haul. So yeah, we'll just see where we get to today. What have I got to tell you about? As I say, life's been lifing, I feel like, for the last few weeks. I feel like, yeah, this little head of mine is on explosion level at the minute, but we're getting there, we're getting through. What have we been doing? I don't even remember when I last filmed. Was it the end of May, I think? Yeah, so yeah, kids have just been great, enjoying all the roll up to the end of school. My daughter has thrown herself full into gymnastics, which she is absolutely loving. What else? Oh, she graduated. We have a little children's university in the UK. Is it everywhere in the UK? I don't know. And it's for extracurricular stuff. So outside of school, all the after school clubs and extra clubs and bits and things. Anyway, they collect credits, which I didn't know anything about until I was told she was graduating, and I was like, oh, great. So yeah, she had a little graduation thing, which was lovely. She's just been rolling along, loving school, loving life, a little happy little soul. And my little boy, he's had sports days, he's had little trips to the farm with his nursery. He's just doing great. They're just adorable. I love them both. And then we had some real sad news in the family. Oh, I think it was about 3 weeks ago now. My little old grandma sadly had another fall, of which there's been many this year. And yeah, caught COVID, got pneumonia, and yeah, after a long battling week in hospital, lots of hospital visits, very busy, she sadly passed away. So yeah, it's been a tricky time here, but yes, onwards and upwards. It was her time. She did so well. She got to the ripe old age of 93, and yeah, sad times, but she was super peaceful, and that's all we can have hoped for. So yeah, anyway, enough of the sad. Let's do some stitching. So FFO first. I don't have it to physically show you, but in my last video, I think you'll remember, or you may not remember, I don't know. I finished Southern Seas Beauty by Owl Forest Embroidery, which was a stitch for my friend, and I finally fully finished it and gifted it to her. So I'll pop a picture in of the end result, and I'm pretty happy with it, and I think she was as well. So just as a little reminder, I stitched this on an 18 count Stitchman Darcy fabric in Tangled Up in Blue. I used the Call for Owl Forest threads, and I just love it. I think it's so cool, and I think if I remember correctly, I left quite a gap of fabric around, like, before the frame. So so yeah, I like it. So that's my fully finished object, which, as I say, has been gifted and gratefully received, which is always good. So I've no other finishes to show you, so let's just get into the whips. I'm gonna like swivel all my notes around a little bit. Let's move that because that's gonna fall off. Right, whips. Let's do all the usual ones to begin with, the ones that we see regularly. So let's start with Greenhouse of Oddities, which I'm prepared with this week. I have it to show you. So this is what it will look like when it is done. This one here. And last time you saw it, I'll pop a picture in, and this was, I think I had done the 4th planting last time. So just in case you are new here, myself and Jo from Belushi Stitches are doing this as a year-long stitch along this year. It was a style that was released a few years ago now, but we are stitching it through the year. So we started the frame we did in January, and then there's 11 parts, so we're doing 1 part a month to get us to the end of the year. So as I say, I'd done the 4th planting last time, which was 9,631 stitches, and now we are here. So I have done plantings 5 and 6, and I am now at 11,461 stitches. So this fabric is a Lola's fabric. I don't think it's got a name if I remember correctly. No, it's a 32 count. And it's very crinkled. Hang on, let's try and uncrinkle this a bit. Right, is this any better? Not really. Massive poop mark. There we go. There we go. So there we go. That's this one. So I have done, since you last saw it, I've done the planting, which was this yellow tree thing here, which was a very county. Took a lot of concentration, but we got there in the end. And then the final planting, hang on, I'm so out of practice, I can't wrangle fabric anymore. There we go. So yeah, so there was this yellow tree, and then the next planting was this thing here with this little mossy thing and this plant down here. So yeah, it's coming along lovely. I absolutely love it. I still think this fabric is the perfect choice. And I love it so much. So the one that the planting I've just done was for July. Yeah, for July. So I'm up to date. I'm up to date and don't need to pick this up again till August now. And then I think August planting is going to be still in this section, and I think it's the skeleton on the bench over here, which I'm super excited to do. So that is that one. Let's throw them on the floor. Okay. Whip number 2 is Extraordinary Birds by Lola. I'm not going to put a picture in of what it looks like when it's done, because it is not yet done. This is a current stitch along by Lola. Started a couple of months ago now. If I remember correctly, we had about 6 weeks to do the frame, and then since then it's been a weekly release of the parts, with I think we've had 1 rest week so far. So I'll pop a picture in of where I was last time, which if I remember correctly was the end of part 2, and I was at the last video I was at 7,939 stitches, and now I am here and I am still up to date, which I'm super happy about. So this I'm stitching on 32 count Picture This Plus Ancient. It's not the called for fabric, but it was one of the suggested fabrics. So like if you couldn't get the called for, this would do. So yeah, let's bring this in a little bit. So I'm now at, up to date brings me to 12,461 stitches. So I don't remember where all the parts were, but I know that last time, let's see what we can do here. I definitely had a lot of this section done at the bottom here. So since then I've definitely added this huge bird here. Let's bring this in so you can see what I'm talking about. Well, so I've definitely added this fellow over here. I've added this tree with these and all this across here. This was the most recent part, this top bit here. I just love it so much. I think it's so cool. The colours are amazing and the detail is just absolutely brilliant with the with all the back stitch that she puts in. I think it's great. I love it so much. So that is the second Lola stitch along that I've got on the go at the minute. I think I want to say there's 1 more part before we have another rest. Or is there 2 parts? No, I think there's 1 more before. No, hang on. We had a part release yesterday, so I'm not up to date. I'm telling you lies. We did have another part release yesterday, which I think is up here somewhere. I think it's a hornbill of some kind. So I'm going to pop that back on the hoop probably today, maybe, and get that stitched up, so that I will be up to date and I won't be telling you lies anymore. So as I say, yeah, I think there's 1 more week of stitching before a week off, I think. But I'm just loving it so much and I just don't want it to ever end. Anyway, let's do my final sort of regular current whip for you, which is The Colours of Summer by Stitchrovia. This one I'll pop a picture in. of what it'll look like when it's done. And this one I'm stitching on an 18 count by Ada, and this is my in-car stitching, so I tend to stitch this when I'm waiting to pick my daughter up from school, and that is about it. Although looking at it, I feel like I might have picked it up just randomly another time at some point, because I've done pretty well for a change. Did I put a picture in of what it was like last time? I don't know. Anyway, here I am now. So I'm really happy with this, because I think I was only up to here last time. I think I'd done these and I just started on this one. So since then I've managed to finish this one and then do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I've started on this one here. So I think I've done pretty well with this. And I really like it. I think it's just so happy and colourful and vibrant. So yeah, we're really motoring along with this. So this is the top of the piece. And it is 5 wide, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left to go, and that's it. So yeah, super happy with this one. Although we are approaching the end of term, the kids have got 1 more week left in school, and that is it for this year. And also I don't think I'm on pick up very many days this week either, so we'll see. However, I don't know whether to, because it is so summery and I don't want to just put it down for the whole of summer, so I don't know. I'd like to carry on with this at some point over the summer holidays, but I'm not quite sure how that will look yet, so we'll see how we get on. But yeah, that is my Stitchrovia colours of summer. Love it very much. Right, let's move on to ones that you haven't necessarily seen so frequently. So if I remember, last time I filmed was May, so that was the end of Mermania, which is a stitch along that myself and Jo from Buddy She Stitches do. We do Mermania every May, where we stitch on mermaids in May basically, and I think I had possibly then maybe just have a few days of May left and I wasn't really sure what to pick up. That sounds about right. So I had a little rummage through my mermaids and I settled on this one, which is the Mermaid Garden by the Blue Flower. And I'll pop a picture in of where I was last time, which would have been from my whip parade, I think. And if I remember correctly, I just had the text and I'd started on the mermaid. So I just picked this up just to see where we could get to really. And I managed to finish the mermaid. So really happy with that. It's coming along nicely. I feel like she does show up a little bit better in real life more than she does on here. But I'm using, I think this is a 28 count platinum fabric from Zweigart. This does call for a number of Gentle Arts, Classic Colourworks, Weeks, Dye Works, etc. So what I've done is I've pulled out the threads that I do have, which isn't very many to be honest, and I'm using it though, so I don't know if you can see the hair is slightly variegated because I've used what I was called for there, but the rest I've just used the DMC conversion, and so far I'm pretty happy with it. I really like the tail. That was took a lot of brain power to stitch, but we got there in the end. So yeah, so that's coming along nicely. So this has gone away for now, but I would quite like to bring it back out again at some point, because obviously all I've got left to do is these little seahorses at the bottom, which I always think look like little prawns, and then we've just got the vase and the flowers to do, which is still quite a lot of stitching. I think like that vase is quite large and some of the flowers are quite big, but yeah, we will see. So yeah, super happy to have got a little bit more work on that one. And I just love the sentiment of this one as well. Lovely. Okay, now it's a big one. Let me find a picture to show you. So this was one of my goals for this year. I really wanted to make a good dent on this project. Is Passing Heap going to open for me? There we go, it's coming. So this was a project that I started far too long ago. I forget how long ago, but it was too long ago, with Stitchman Darcy. And this is Mini Sunflower Cottage by Dona Gelsinger. charted by HAED. I will pop a picture in of what it looks like done. So this was just one that we both had in our stashes many years ago, and we decided to start together, and quite a few of you joined us in the end. Probably most of you finished, and me and Darcy just didn't, basically. So we made a bit of a pact this year that we were going to get to 33%. We wanted to get to a third of the way done, so at least we felt like we had some decent progress on it. I think I did a little bit earlier in the year, made a little bit of progress, and then it got left again. So I pulled it back out. I'll pop a picture of where you saw it last time if I haven't already. When you saw it last, it was on 10,472 stitches, which was 18.58%. So I still had quite a way to get it to 33%. But I've done it. I've hit my yearly goal. I'm just going to move this needle minder out of the way. Let's put you over there. And move you out the way. Oh, let's just take that off. There we go. Look, I did it. So this is 33.75%, 19,021 stitches. I'm so happy to have this goal done, and I absolutely loved working on this. So it's stitched on a 25 count Lugana, using all the called for DMC, obviously. So yeah, so all this is done across the top. There's a couple of gaps still over here, but not very many. I just loved it. I really, really love working on this. Obviously this is still left to fill in. But yeah, I've done the big blocks of sort of white over here. Yeah, so goal for the year complete. But I don't really want to put it away for the year. I'm going to see, because there's obviously plenty more full coverages that I do have in my whip pile. But I've just loved it so much. I would love to get back to it. So yeah, I love how the colours on here just like really bring it all to life. So clever. So yeah, that is my mini sunflower cottage. Super happy, and also super happy to have a goal complete, because I'm not doing that well on my goals this year, but at least we've done one. We've crossed one goal off the list. Right, where are we? That is all my whips. So now we're into new starts. So I have 3 new starts to show you. 2 of them I think I spoke about in my last video. So let's do them first. So speaking of the Stitch Man, Darcy, he has released some, well, he has been releasing patterns for quite a while now, I think. And this one really caught my eye when I saw this one was released. Let me find it. Oh, I was doing so well with my organisation. Right, where are we? This one. So this is Here Comes the Sun. And as soon as I saw it, I needed to stitch it. It's so colourful and pretty. There you go. That's what it'll look like when it's done. Sorry for the reflection. So I had a rummage through my stash to see what fabric I could find, and I really liked that it was on pink. Like, obviously you could do it on any colour, and those yellows would really pop, but I really quite liked the pink background. So I had a little rummage in my stash and came up with this, and I put a little start in. So this is where I've got to so far. So this fabric that I found, I think is an 18 count. I think I got it from a lady called Claire Brown, who I don't think still has her business anymore. But it is a fabric flare, and it is Polka Heart Pastel Pink. And this is just a little start I've put in so far, which is 463 stitches, which is 6.17%. And I love it. Super happy with this so far, but obviously we've got a long way to go. I am planning, so I'm going on holiday within the next month, and I've been really umming and ahhing about what to take with me, and I'm really undecided as to whether this is going to be a holiday where I get absolutely no stitching done and no sitting time whatsoever, and it's going to be full on. I need to sneeze, hang on. Sorry about that. Yeah, either it's going to be a super busy, crazy holiday with no stitch time, or I might get a bit of stitch time in and have some nice relaxing evenings, etc. So I think this is going to be one of the projects that I take with me, and we'll see. We'll see if we get anything done on it. yeah, I figured it's Ada, so it's easy stitching, it's block stitching, which will be easy, and I believe this is colour fast, so if I'm stitching outside it should be okay, I think, I hope. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe a little bit of progress on this next time, but maybe not. Watch this space. Yes, so please go and visit Stitchman Darcy's shop on Etsy. He is also doing some lovely fabric dyeing. He's been solely doing Ada up to now, but he's just started dyeing some even weave as well, which I can't wait to get my hands on, because I've been telling him he should be branching out into even weave for a long time now, and he's finally listened, and I believe it's doing very well. So yeah, go and check his Etsy shop out if you want to get your hands on some of that. Okay, next we have Poison Apple by Bella Filipina, which looks like this. And this was a planned start with myself and Jo from Blueshy Stitches. We both wanted to start this, and I think we both want to start, well, eventually get all these princesses done because they're absolutely stunning. So this was our plan for June, July and August. We wanted to get some stitching in on this one, and we did. We both started it near enough together towards the end of June, and this is where I've got to so far. Oh, let's move that out of the way. So I'm doing pretty well. I've thrown that on the floor and I need it back. Right, let's try that again. So let's compare. So I'm stitching this on a 28 count Jaslyn from Chromatic Alchemy in the colour Patriot. I love the colour. This colour's showing really quite well actually. I love it. So this, I'm just using all the called for bits and pieces, and I've so far done all under this like banner thing across here. I think it's all done bar beads, which I'm very happy with. So obviously there's a long way to go, but I think I've got a pretty good start in on that. And this will be the first project. I have started projects that require beads, but I haven't got very far on them. So I feel like this might be the first one that ends up having the beads actually put on, but we'll see. I still think there's a long time before we get that done. I'm not quite sure how to tackle this yet, whether to get all the cross stitches in and then go back and bead, but we'll see. I feel like if I bring this down in the hoop a little bit, I should be able to get near enough the full thing in. So we'll see. If that's the case, then I can just bead it all as I go along, but I need to just do some measuring and checking there. So we'll see how we go. Right, and then I've got one more start to show you, and this does take me into haul. Love Poppet. Now, I've not stitched anything by Love Poppet before, but I love so many of their designs. They're beautiful, and I was particularly drawn to, I think it's from last year, they did a lovely stitch along, which I did purchase in the end after seeing so many people stitching on it, and I just never, I just haven't got around to starting it yet. I'm just wondering if I have it to show you a picture of. What would it be called? Am I going to be able to find this or not? No, I don't think I am. I will pop a picture in of last year's one. And it's really beautiful. I really like it, and I would really like to come back and stitch that one soon. But anyway, they released a new stitch along for this year, and currently this is a 6-part stitch along called, I think it's just called Summer Sal. And I'll show you where we've got so far. We've had 3 parts released so far, which look like, where is part 3? Is this one? So this is what we've had so far. Can we see? I need to zoom in. Come on, load up. Oh, there we go. So this is what we've had so far, and I love it. The first part was just this flower here, this red poppy, and I just was immediately hooked. I needed it, so I purchased it. And then I went digging in my stash to see what I could find, and I came out with this fabric, and I've started it this week. Which way is it? It's that way. So this is what I have so far. So this fabric, it's a Zweigart 32 count in Mint Splash. and I like, because it was called for like a light blue, so I figured we were close enough. So yeah, this is where I've got to so far. So I'm up to 655 stitches so far. So part 1 was just this bit here. Part 2, let me just see, can we do this? Part 2 was the white flower, the houses, and then this plant that goes up here. And then part 3 is these hills that have just been released. So yeah, I love it. I'm really happy with it. So this is where I've got to so far. Very county, but it should be a little bit easier. Now I'm in the middle to fill in. And there we go. So that is all of my stitching. And I know it's been a good few weeks since I last filmed, but I'm quite happy with that. I think that's quite a reasonable amount of stitching. Let's move into some haul. So I've just got a few little bits of haul to show you. Let's move them over here so I can see what I'm dealing with. The first thing I want to show you is the year in the woods. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone knows about the year in the woods, but just in case you don't, Cottage Garden Samplings, definitely a few years ago now, they released a 12-part year in the woods stitch along, and it was one pattern or one animal every month across 4 seasons, and they were the most beautiful animals. I ended up with all 12. I started one, which is the fox, which I have not finished, but you know, I'll get to them one day. Anyway, she then announced that they were doing another 12 animals. So obviously I had to jump on board, and I've received 2 so far. So I went over to Talking Dog Stitchery, Rachael. She is doing an auto ship for these. So I was immediately like, yes, sign me up. I don't care that I've not done any of the other ones, but I'm in. I'm definitely in. So the ones I've got so far, this is number 1, which is the wolf. And number 2, I love this one so much, is the sugar glider. He's so cute. So yeah, definitely head on over to Rachael if you want to check these patterns out. Rachael's shop is fabulous, and I do have a link, an affiliate code thing that you can get 5% off on Rachael's shop, which I'll pop in the description if you are interested and need a good browse. So that is Year in the Woods. Then I have also received, let's take these out of the packet if I can. Have I taken these out yet? How do I take these out? I've worked it out. I needed to break the packet, it's fine. So, sorry for the rustling. There is a lovely lady on Instagram called Adele, and her Instagram channel is Tailor Made Stitching, and she makes beautiful scissor fobs. She has a coffee shop. Coffee? She has a shop, and she makes and sells the most beautiful scissor fobs. And I've been eyeing these up for a while because I've never had a scissor fob, and I've always been unsure. But as soon as I saw that these ones were coming out, I had to immediately get them. So I have purchased 2, and they are so cute with little dinosaurs on them. Stay that way. So she has such lovely scissor fobs. That one's really going to annoy me. Let's try and, there we go. So she has such lovely scissor fobs, so many different designs. I think she's done like a summer release as well, which has got some lovely summer ones in. So yeah, definitely go and check out Adele's shop. Beautiful. Right, next, I saw on Threads for You, I think, that I've been eyeing up Pip and Chip for a number of years, but I just don't have the storage space, and I don't think it would work for me having the big unit with all the bobbins and the lovely thick bobbins that they make. And also, I found that bobbins work for me, so I haven't yet thought to invest in the floss drop ones that they do. So anyway, Threads for You announced that they were collaborating with Pip and Chip, or they were starting to sell for Pip and Chip just purely the numbers that you can stick on floss drops or bobbins or whatever. So I thought, yes, this will work, because I love how neat and tidy they look, and how uniform they are, and I love the colour. So the colour is on the number as well, so you can just see it all. It's very visually pleasing. So I bought them, and I've spent a number of hours over the last month sticking on the numbers. So I'll just show you an example. So basically you get, does this work? Are we focusing here? Probably not, but anyway. Basically you get 3 sticker sheets of all these little numbers here. And it includes every DMC, basically. All the metallics, all the variegated ones, all the normal ones, the newer 1 to 50 or whatever the new ones are, 1 to 35, isn't it? So yeah, so I've been through, I've stickered up all of my bobbins, because previously I was just writing on them with a Sharpie, and the ones that I was reaching for more frequently where it was just that they were starting to wear off, and I thought, you know what, at some point these are all going to go, and I have no idea what the colour is. But these are just fantastic, super sticky. I've been told they don't come off, so we'll test them, but yeah, I love them. So there's just a couple to show you. But now when they're all in my little floss holder things, they just look so cool. Super happy with those, so definitely head on over and check those out if you just want a little bit of uniformity in your floss storage. And then the final thing to show you is I've been umming and ahhing over this for a long time, since she set it up, and I've just never took the plunge until last month, I think. And that is the Cotton and Clay Needle Minder of the Month Club. And this is the first one that I received, which I think is last month's, which would be June's, I think. And it's this lovely Monstera leaf. So this club is fantastic. I'm pretty sure it's £5 a month, and Laura will just send out whatever the needle minder of the month is that month. And every single one has been absolutely beautiful that I've seen over the however long she's had it up and running for. So yeah, I thought, why not? Who can have too many needle minders? Everyone, I'm sure, but who needs some more? All of us. So that's the first one. So yeah, I am eagerly awaiting to see what this month's one is. I'm excited. Okay, I think that's it. Well, that's all my stitching, that's all my haul. I want to do a couple of mentions. So there's 2 people I would like to shout out. One of these Flosstubers has been going for a little while now, but I recently discovered it and I binge watched all the videos. And that is Cheesecake and Cross Stitch Michelle. Just fantastic. She has so many lovely projects, really lovely videos, and she just comes across as such a lovely person. So definitely go and check out Michelle at Cheesecake and Cross Stitch. I will pop her channel in the description box below. And then the other person I wanted to shout out, who her channel is fairly new, but it really seems to be taking off. And she's done some fantastic floss tubes and also some slightly other different videos as well, like top tip videos and things like that. And that is Holly. She's recently rebranded her channel. I think she was Holly Wolly Whoopsie, and now she is the Timeless Stitchery. But yeah, I've really enjoyed her channel so far. So definitely go and check her out as well. And I think that's about it. Let's have a think. Have I got any plans for the next month? I feel like I'm so chaotic that I don't really know what I'm doing at the minute. It is Grandma's funeral this week, and it is the kids' last week of school. At some point in the next month we have a holiday, so I'm busy prepping for that. Work seems to have all of a sudden got really busy, and yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. So stitching wise, I don't really know what my plans are, to be honest. I'm obviously going to stick with my Lola Crow stitch alongs and keep up with those, but other than that, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. So I think next time I'm here, we'll see together what I've ended up stitching on. So yeah, thank you very much for sticking with me as always. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you whenever I happen to next be here. Thank you. Goodbye.